Welcome back everyone. Today we are playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider on the ASUS TUF A15 gaming laptop with an RTX 4060. This laptop released in 2023. My model has 8 cores, 16 threads. It's a Ryzen 7 CPU. It also has 16 gigs of RAM, a DDR5 memory. Now, to start the game off, I wanted to test it with max settings with no DLSS, no help whatsoever. Ray tracing maxed out, shadows, everything, details all the way up, textures all the way up, everything possible. Really trying to see how well can this game run at the best settings possible, maxed out of course. And then at the end of the video, we are also going to test it without ray tracing to see if the game actually looks any different without or with ray tracing, because some games the game looks way better with ray tracing, and then sometimes it's very minimal but for the cost of high performance difference. So some games it's worth it, some games definitely not. For this game, you're bound to see the game is actually running quite well. You're getting about 80 to 90 to 100 frames with ray tracing, which is of course very impressive and very playable. This game is a third-person action adventure game, so anywhere from 60 to 90 frames is definitely a good ballpark to say, yeah, okay, these settings are good, I'm going to play it like this. But if you want to know, can I get a little bit more performance? Of course. If you wanted to turn DLSS on or any other settings like it, I think there's a setting called CAS. That will also help boost performance. I don't have that selected on right now just because I thought I want to give you a true representation of how well the game actually runs. So in a second now, we are actually going to be turning on a benchmark for the game that's built in, just to show you, because in the benchmark, it really shows you how well the game runs. Way better than just me playing, because it shows you the most intensive parts of the game. But in one way, it can be good, and in another, it can be bad. Bad because some people will see this and go, oh, it only gets X amount of frames, but you have to remember that the benchmark is made to make it as hard to run as possible. It's the whole point of a benchmark. So the benchmark is a good rule park to see, okay, does it run or not? But in actual gameplay, you will get a good few more frames. Like here we are sitting around 60, but a second ago we were 90 and 100 frames. So the frames have gone down drastically, but the game never looks really like this. Like, look how scenic and everything is. Like, it's ridiculous. It is completely different and not really a good example. But if you are interested in the game, this is just a good way to test it, because all tests can easily be done like this. So you can see the difference between different GPUs and CPUs this way. So just remember that when you're looking at benchmarks compared to just actual straight gameplay. That's why I always try and do a mix of both in videos, just to really show you the difference. But yeah, no, ultra maxed out with ray tracing is extremely playable. There's all the stats if you want to pause and have a look. Now this is ray tracing turned off completely, and the game is running an extra 20 to 30 frames, which to some people might be enough to make the change to go, you know what, I'm going to play this without ray tracing, because that's what they want. They want 120 FPS, and if they don't get that, they're like, nope, not enough, gotta turn off that with ray tracing. And to be fair, I get that, I do. Like, I play this game and I didn't see a huge difference. Now, there is some parts of the game where ray tracing will make a huge difference in the actual visuals, and then there's times where it's not really worth it. So maybe just play around the settings, find your own perfect settings. But can this game run on ultra maxed out with ray tracing without any scaling, resolution scaling, or CAS or DLSS? No, you don't need it. Honestly, on this game with this laptop, you don't need it. You don't. The game runs great. It looks fantastic. For a game that came out back in the day, 2019, I believe, the game still looks like if it came out right now, I would believe it. Like, the game looks fantastic and runs exceptionally well. I would definitely recommend the laptop and the game. The game is a great game. Very fun, very enjoyable. Would definitely recommend it. You can get for quite cheap nowadays as well, so that's always great. Definitely check it out on G2A or Penguin or Kinguin. They always have great sales. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment below a game you want me to test out. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one.